being asked to sit in a chair to get weighed, and getting fan mail from the future king, these celebs are spilling their thoughts after meeting King Charles. Rod Stewart is no stranger to hanging with royalty, and over the decades, he's built quite a special friendship with King Charles. Case in point, the British rocker was asked to headline Charles's 60th birthday party in 2008, per NBC News. He's also been a long-time ambassador for the Prince's Trust, and in June 2022, he was invited to play at the Queen's Platinum Jubilee concert. While promoting his Jubilee performance, the singer told BBC Breakfast just how tight he is with Britain's royals, saying that the Queen's been so much a part of his life. When it comes to Charles, well, he's more like a BFF. He told the BBC Breakfast that even his wife loves Charles. The praise continued after Charles's coronation. As Stewart told Scottish Daily Express, he thinks his friend will make a great king. He told the outlet, he's had a long apprenticeship and I don't think William should take over just yet. He later added that he wants Charles to take it all in and really enjoy it, explaining that he thinks Charles will take on the role as king very well, considering he's trained for it. Sir Ben Kingsley may best be known for his work as an actor, but he's equally passionate about a project off-screen, the Prince's Trust. In fact, he's been an ambassador for the Trust for over 20 years. According to its website, the Prince's Trust was founded in 1976 by King Charles after he left the Royal Navy and decided to use his severance pay to give back to those in need. Focusing on those between 9 and 30 years old, the Trust provides resources and education to help disadvantaged youth enter the workforce, and it had reportedly helped over 1 million people by 2020. Other famous ambassadors include Benedict Cumberbatch and Helen Mirren, but it was Kingsley who gushed about the charity and its founder during its 40th anniversary celebration in 2016. Praising the King's initiative, he told guests, per Mail Online, "It's not throwing money at the problem, it's throwing intelligence and care and affection. And I think at the centre of it is HRH's profound affection for what he does and the people for whom he does it." Sharing how great it was to meet some of the Trust's recipients at the party, Kingsley concluded by praising the King's devotion to helping others. "I think he's a very unique combination of enormous compassion without ego. It's a very rare combination." Actor Richard E. Grant, whom you may recognize from his hits like Downton Abbey and Gosford Park, had a heartbreaking 2021 as his wife, Joan Washington, died of lung cancer that September. As he tweeted, "The loss rocked him at his core." He wrote, "Grief hits us like tsunamis as we try and put one foot in front of the other without her." However, he made sure to thank fans for all the love and support they were giving him, and noted how the sheer volume had overwhelmed him. Among those offering their condolences was one surprising person, King Charles. As the actor later revealed, Charles and Camilla actually visited him and his wife after learning of her diagnosis. Recalling the encounter, he tweeted, "I will never forget the kindness of the King who visited my wife in her final weeks. Empathetic, philosophical, compassionate, and kind." He also wrote about their meeting in his memoir, A Pocket Full of Happiness, in which he dubbed Charles the most gracious guest who spoke with Washington non-stop for half an hour. He wrote, "Instantly at ease and complimentary about our cottage and garden, he hugs and kisses Joan, then sits beside her on the sofa in the pergola." What's more, Grant shared how Charles sent Washington a 2-page handwritten letter full of love, compassion, empathy, and encouragement, and arrived at their home with a bag of mangoes and roses from his garden.
Morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning,
British actor Miriam Margolyes may best be known to American audiences for playing Professor Sprout in the Harry Potter movies, but King Charles is a fan of her more serious work. Back in 1998, she recorded an audiobook version of Charles Dickens's Oliver Twist, and the then Prince liked it so much that he wrote her what she told Metro UK could only be described as a fan letter. She was then invited to meet him at Sandringham Palace at a dinner party, and, as she told This Morning, he immediately showed off his humorous side with a memorable exchange over a chair, she recalled. "In the lobby, there is this curious sort of leather thing that wobbles. Prince Charles took me over and he said, 'I'd like you to just sit in there to see what you think about it.' And so I sat in it. Turns out, the chair was used by King Edward VII to weigh guests before and after dinner, and if they hadn't gained weight, he thought he had failed. Clarifying that Charles didn't actually weigh her, she added,
He is a very sweet, good man, and I hate it when people say horrible things and try and denigrate any of the royal family.
Indeed, she told the Mirror that after the first letter, she and Charles never stopped writing to one another. She gushed, "I absolutely love Prince Charles and Camilla. He does a huge amount people don't know about." Alan Titchmarsh made a name for himself as a star gardener with his own successful show, Love Your Garden, which has been running since 2011, and a slew of gardening books. He also has a long-running royal connection and had spent considerable time with the late Queen, per The Telegraph, as well as King Charles. In fact, as he revealed in October 2022, per Hello, he was actually with Charles the night before the Queen's death as they dined at Dumfries House. While promoting his new book, The Gardener's Almanac, a treasury of wisdom and inspiration through the year, Titchmarsh briefly touched on his relationship with the King, telling the outlet, "I think the King and I have a mutual fondness and respect." Titchmarsh was also asked about his decades-long friendship with Charles by The Times and admitted he won't be mad if he doesn't see the King for a while. "I have no assumptions our friendship will continue. He's King now. He'll be very busy. I believe our feelings for each other will continue." He then went on to praise the King as a good person and hard worker and slammed social media for giving him such a hard time. He argued, "Now people are judging every expression. It's inhuman to expect our new king to survive that level of scrutiny. We'll go nuts." Carol Vorderman may not be a household name in the US, but across the pond, she's just celebrated 40 years as a prominent TV personality. She's also been called the sexiest woman alive, and according to her Instagram, she's an ardent supporter of Britain's monarchy. Posting a slideshow of images featuring King Charles through the years, Vorderman told her over 277,000 followers that she's certain Charles will be a great king. Why? Because, as she noted, he was one of the first people to speak up about environmental issues, and he's spearheaded the Prince's Trust for decades. Vorderman, who's an ambassador for the Trust, praised the charity for changing young people's lives and shared her well wishes with the new monarch, writing, "I wish King Charles every element of peace, joy and strength during his reign." The TV host went on to argue that most people don't know the real Charles. Setting the record straight, she shared what kind of person she thinks he is, writing, "One thing I know, beyond any doubt whatsoever, is that King Charles believes that no matter your background, no matter your story so far, there is goodness and a hope within us all." British journalist Sir Trevor MacDonald had the opportunity to meet and interview King Charles in 2006 while shooting a documentary called The Prince of Wales Up Close. The film celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Prince's Trust, and during their in-depth conversations, MacDonald got to know and be impressed by the future king. As he told Good Morning Britain following Charles's coronation, he was particularly drawn to Charles's commitment to the environment, as well as to his extensive knowledge of the matter. He mused, "We are terribly fortunate at this time to have someone who took part in a conversation that is now universally recognized as very important about the planet in which we all live." MacDonald also recalled one poignant moment from the shoot, during which Charles spoke candidly about being misunderstood. The journalist shared, he said, "What people don't understand is that I have a profound love for this country, and I would do my duty." The journalist added that he sees the king's commitment and thinks it's a great asset, saying, "He will be a great king. I think his profound love and respect for the job and respect of what his mother Queen Elizabeth did will guide him through." In March 2020, celebrity chef Ainsley Harriott was dubbed a Member of the Order of the British Empire, also known as MBE, by King Charles. According to Britain's Cabinet Office, an MBE is granted for achievement or service in and to the community which is outstanding in its field and has delivered sustained and real impact. And Harriott was recognised for his work as a chef and broadcaster. During their meeting at Buckingham Palace, the pair appeared to get on exceptionally well, and they were snapped having a serious laugh, per Metro UK. The light-hearted moment left many wondering what Harriott and Charles had been chatting about, and the famed chef offered some insight during a 2022 appearance on Lorraine. Harriott gushed. He's a very passionate gardener, incredibly passionate, and he also does some amazing things. He then revealed that they spoke briefly about potentially launching a program in Scotland that would teach kids about eating healthy and show them how to cook. And while he admitted to being nervous, he praised Charles for being the ultimate host, noting,
"He makes you feel relaxed."
Welsh actor Luke Evans, who recently appeared in 9 Perfect Strangers, has had the opportunity to meet King Charles on a number of occasions, and each one has been special. An ambassador for the Prince's Trust, Evans was also asked to narrate the 2019 TV movie Charles, 50 Years a Prince. He opened up about his royal encounters during a 2022 appearance on Good Morning Britain, telling viewers that it's always been a very enjoyable experience. He honed in on what he liked most about the royal and praised the king's knack for making people feel seen. He shared, "He's very, very interesting to talk to. But the best part is that he's very interested. He's interested in everybody, and, including me, he's made me feel $1 million by listening to my conversation and finding something interesting for me to talk to him about." Evans also applauded Charles for his charity work and for helping over 1 million people through the Prince's Trust, while also highlighting his ability to find common ground with anyone he meets.
I don't like his feet.
Drew Barrymore had her first royal encounter when she was just 7 years old, and she had the chance to meet Princess Diana and present her with an E.T. doll. As she told Jimmy Kimmel in 2018, she'll never forget the encounter and how gracious Diana was. She recalled, "It was the most exciting moment for me to meet a real-life princess." But there's another royal moment she'll never forget, although for very different reasons. As she shared on The Drew Barrymore Show in September 2022, her 2000 meeting with King Charles saw her make quite the blunder. As Barrymore recalled, she was in London to promote Charlie's Angels and was invited to dinner. While there, she and co-star Lucy Liu posed with Charles, and while attempting to hug the royal, Barrymore accidentally touched Liu's breast. The moment was immortalized in a photo, but Barrymore had a good laugh about it and still remembers the night fondly. As for the photo itself, she said it proves just how fun it was to hang with the king. She shared, "There's other pictures of him laughing hysterically. He's so funny."